A Man in Full ended with Charlie Croker's debts finally catching up with him. Fueled by sheer grit and a fierce ego, Charlie meets his demise at the end of A Man in Full after his own body turns against his best interests. Throughout A Man in Full, which is the latest series created by the acclaimed television writer and showrunner David E. Kelley, Charlie, Jeff Daniels, avoids the repercussions of funding his lavish life on loaned money from a prestigious bank. As everything in the Atlanta-based real estate mogul's life starts to unravel and fall apart, Charlie's personality and drive inspire him to give everything he's got until the wheels come off. A Man in Full's mixed reviews indicate a divided response among critics to Daniels' first project with Netflix. A Man in Full's cast features an impressive ensemble that includes Diane Lane, Man of Steel, Tom Pelphrey, Ozark, Bill Camp, The Queen's Gambit, Lucy Liu, Kill Bill, William Jackson Harper, The Good Place, and Sarah Jones, For All Mankind. Kelley wrote the teleplays for all 6 episodes of A Man in Full, his first limited series since HBO's Love and Death, 2023. Oscar and Emmy-winning actress Regina King directed 3 of the 6 episodes of A Man in Full, with Thomas Schlamb, The West Wing, The Americans, directing the rest. While the Netflix television adaptation of A Man in Full made several changes to Charlie Croker's character as well as the plot of the original 1998 novel of the same name by Tom Wolfe, it still kept true to the core of the so-called 60-minute man. As the ending of A Man in Full demonstrates, Charlie's entire sense of identity is motivated by being the best, having the most, and maintaining the self-interested mindset of a modern-day conqueror. Although Charlie did show some of his softer side with Conrad's prison situation and with his son Wally, Charlie's pride ended up being his downfall as it made him a target of the obsessive Raymond Peepgrass. Why Judge Taylor dropped the charges against Conrad Hensley. Roger convinced the judge that it was a matter of self-defense. Shot of what appears to be Conrad Hensley in a suit in court from A Man in Full image via Netflix. A major part of A Man in Full story hardly has anything to do with Charlie at all. After the husband of Charlie's assistant, Jill Hensley, Shantae Adams, is arrested for assaulting a police officer, Charlie's top attorney, Roger White, AML Amin, defends him in court. They are challenged by a conservative Judge Taylor, who has little sympathy for Conrad's position and harshly sentences him to 60 days in prison. Roger is able to find a way to convince Judge Taylor to drop the charges altogether after having the police officer take the stand as a witness. Ultimately, Roger convinced the judge that it was a matter of self-defense, and Conrad was free to go. Charlie Croker's message to his son Wally explained. Charlie stresses the significance of bringing other people joy. Gerald looking up out of a window in A Man in Full image via Netflix. Before making his speech after being honored for his legacy as a star football player at Georgia Tech, Charlie has a brief conversation with his son Wally in the stands of the stadium. Wally doesn't buy into the American collegiate system like his father did despite seeing all that it had done for him and his family. Wally also started to lose faith in his dad after seeing him bizarrely catch a rattlesnake with his bare hands for no good reason. Despite Charlie's faults, he makes an effort to connect with Wally on the important things in life, such as bringing people joy. This is a rather ironic sentiment, considering how many enemies Charlie has. Did Charlie Croker really betray Mayor Wes Jordan? Charlie backed out of their deal to expose Norman Wes Jordan, William Jackson Harper, with a serious expression in his office in A Man in Full trailer image via Netflix. The real point of Charlie Croker's speech at Georgia Tech was to expose the sexual assault allegations against Norman Bagovich, Mayor Wes Jordan's, Harper, political rival and opponent. Although Charlie didn't explicitly talk about the sexual assault allegations, which were made by Joyce Newman, Lou, in particular, his endorsement of Mayor Wes did spike his popularity in the polls, as reported on the news towards the end of the series. Regardless, Mayor Wes was furious that Charlie didn't throw his old teammate Norman under the bus as they had planned. Charlie didn't completely betray Wes, but he did back out on their deal.